Warning: this is a very unprofessional production. The style is deliberately slow-paced and immersive. It won't provide the usual quick dopamine rush from typical modern content. Dietary and health advice shared reflects only the personal views of the author. Now let's try to relax and observe how Maycool gets doomed.
Today, Michael's objective is pretty straightforward: get as high as possible. For this, he has to exit Belgium via a very boring road, which is mostly limited to 70 km per hour everywhere, find one of the 3 campgrounds in the Netherlands that's not too doomed, set up camp, and find a quiet spot where nobody will judge him while he loses touch with reality. July 11, day 28. Almost a month ago, Michael left south of France to see if he can reach Northern Europe surviving in the nature with only his basic car. Now, Michael is trying to get out of Belgium on this never-ending road that's supposed to lead to the Dutch border. The basic city car he chose for this project is a Dacia Sandero, which he fitted with a retractable bed, a solar panel, a fridge, and storage spaces. Michael decided that today he will keep pushing through until he finds himself in the proper condition to get high. After an intense session of driving through some big axes in Belgium, he made it to the Netherlands, and he already stopped to fill up with some THC equipment and decided to take this short ferry to gain 40 minutes on the trip for only €2.50. The paying process on this Dutch operation is really streamlined, as you get on the ferry and a friendly guy comes to your window, collect the fare. Soon, Michael will arrive at a campground he has a good feeling about. The owner said earlier on the phone that he could come. He actually phrased it like this: "You can come." I just want to show you a little bit of the vibe here. It starts with the way you check in. So there's a little room like this, and here the information on how to pay with the wire transfer information and the little booklets where everyone can write what they bought on their own. And this system works for everything else that is in here. Now you can get some cheese they make here in the farm, some probably really tasty eggs, and it's still the same system. You just pay yourself. There's nobody here to check. Oh my God, look at these jams. So this is the vibe of trust. So it's already starting really well. So I already paid with a wire transfer for 2 nights immediately. We're actually on a polder right now. Polder is these slots of land they have everywhere in the Netherlands, surrounded by little canals, and it's perfect for agriculture, and it's perfect for even keeping the cows on the plots. Really, the Dutch, they have a lot of shit figured out. Huh? So anyway, this is the cooking situation right now, and I'm gonna get to it right now because I didn't even eat all day because I really wanted to like make it, and apparently it was worth it.
While in the coffee shop earlier today, Michael made a fool of himself by reading the menu wrong and ordering 1 gram of pre-rolled pure joints. Michael looked like such a tourist noob, while the blonde sales lady who looked like a pimp explained to him how it actually works. The tobacco shop sales lady gave him some fancy charcoal filters because what better than charcoal to clean up charcoal from the smoke? It's true that when we want to clean poop, we use poop. Then Michael went back to the pimp lady from the coffee shop to make a fool of himself a second time because he forgot the stuff to make the joints tips. A really despicable rookie arrival in the Netherlands for Michael, who had lived there for 5 years before. In Holland, wild camping outside of campgrounds is completely off limits. Because of the high population density of the country, you will quickly be spotted either by the police or an unamused civilian. But it's okay, the Netherlands is a unique land that has so much to offer that it is quite understandable that they don't want hobos like Michael from all around the world to suddenly conclude that they can stop living everywhere in the nature here and turn the beautiful society they built into a doomed brothel for unhygienic hippies. The Netherlands people have a sixth sense for personal boundaries. They are usually really good at sensing how close to get to other people without overstepping their field of comfort. Michael thinks the society they built here is a very intelligent combination of freedom and community constraints. Another nice thing about the Netherlands is that you can be quite high in beautiful places while not having to worry too much about your safety. There are really only 2 things you need to keep an eye on to ensure your safety while you are blown out of proportions here. Be a little bit careful when crossing roads, and handle yourself a bit in order not to be annoying. But if you just do these 2 things, all the rest is really open source. You can be quite high without having to be too careful because everything is safeguarded. The Dutch made themselves a comfortable homeland with all the commodities you need to stay cozy. You can go a bit everywhere, carefree, and that's what's good when you're blasted out of your mind. And being blasted out of your mind in a safe environment is the number 1 thing you want to achieve when your name is Michael.
Now this is great because I'm totally in a safe place and it's completely amazing. There's just one thing I need to deal with. So we're gonna recover the water and I'll empty it somewhere else later.
Can you believe this guy? He's like, yeah, I'll just take this pile of dirty dishes out of my car and give him a nice scrubbing on the ground next to the tires. It's the most logical place, right? I mean, inside there's a perfectly good sink, but he's here outside like he's auditioning for dishwashing with the elements. And then, when he's done with his dirt-caked tire tangoing dishes, he finally goes inside, but it's not to wash them, it's to drain out the swamp he created. It's like he's running an outdoor dishwater purification system. Next, we'll probably find him washing clothes in the toilets. Of course, this is all for good fun, but instead of laughing like a turnip, observe how Michael leaves the sink he destroyed in mint condition. When a place is not his own, one should not only always clean it up, but try to leave it in a slightly better condition than he found it. Now, Michael starts realizing his luck. Everything is beautiful, even compared to other beautiful places he's been during this trip. Harmonious, safe, comfortable. Even the caravan next to him with mega sick people who keep coughing their lungs out feel friendly. But still, don't ever be sick in public places. While he's adding a touch of chicory to the cocktail, Michael concluded that compared to ground coffee, a full bean of coffee will protect his own inside moisture, preserving in the process all the flavors it was born with. But the last level in the scale of luxury, just like with cereals, is when it's crunched mechanically by the muscular power of a person. If a person is too tired to at least grind the beans they didn't even have to grow or harvest or carry, should she even be drinking it in the first place? Michael starts feeling happier and happier as he realizes how ideal his situation for once is. He finally had a chance to make a good meal and catches a break from the constant questioning about if he's allowed to be somewhere. The Dutch blend nature with architecture in a poetic way, full of curves. Sometimes we may ask ourselves if the direction we are taking in life is the right one. We are tempted to compare every option we have with another one. But the truth is, which path we choose may not be the most relevant criteria to determine if we're doing well on this earth. The important thing is that whatever we choose is done in a loving spirit, with generosity. That is the criteria that will always guarantee that we feel confident about any option we chose.
Okay, so the camp is cleaned up, everything is organized. So once this is done, it means that I'm allowed to indulge a little bit. The only thing is I don't want to come off as a idiot tourist. And right now, if I smoke here, there's these people behind me. I don't know if you can see. So I need to find a way to just stealth smoke, so that then I can take you for a walk, because the Netherlands is really nice when you're high. I'm just going to do a little disclaimer. This is just my personal opinion. With drugs, do whatever you want, but don't be annoying. So it means be informed about the drug you take yourself. Don't let someone else inform you, like be informed, and be responsible. So always stay in a situation of awareness where you can handle your shit, that you're not gonna start to depend on other people, or even worse, that you're gonna start annoying other people. So other than that, be as fucked as you want. In my opinion, it's fine. Just don't be a nuisance to society, and handle yourself. So this is what we're gonna do. I have to find a way, a place where I can just smoke it and then just take you for a walk. So that's my dilemma right now. The life of Michael is really tough right now. Okay, so here we are on a little Dutch walk. There is something with the light in Holland any time of the year that makes everything so beautiful. And you can wear sunglasses, it just enhances even more, so try it out. Dutch sunlight, it's really something else. So we're just gonna enjoy the walk. If I find a place where I can light a rocket, we will do that, and then I will try to get home without being too obvious. But if not, it's okay. I mean, just like, look at this. The way they landscape, making it really pretty at every corner. They made the curve here, like it's all harmonious. I'm not high. Earlier, I was talking about drugs, and I just want to make clear that I don't advocate drugs. if you're able to be in the moment and just enjoy reality as it normally is presented to us, and that is fulfilling to you, that's just great. But no need to necessarily, it's not necessarily cooler to have drugs, that's my opinion. We always say that the risk with drugs is that you become dependent, that you start being addicted. And I think it's not quite accurate to just blame that on drugs. For example, I don't believe weed is physiologically addictive. The tobacco you mix with a joint is. And it's not more addictive than certain things that are legal, like sugar is actually extremely addictive. Gambling, like video games, coffee, driving really fast, masturbation, like anything can become addictive if you, in your mind, are not in control. We're a bit responsible for our addictions, and so know what you get yourself into. Take responsibility. If you take certain drugs, well, you took them. So now handle your shit. And if it's starting to affect your life too much, then you need to stop. But it's you who needs to stop. Okay, I'm glad you all agree now. And enough rambling. I said we're having a quiet walk now. So. Thing in the Netherlands. Wait for it. Wait for it. Dutch.
Michael is caked as a bagpipe right now, and he thinks everyone else can see it. In reality, he's not really that high. It's just that he hasn't been high for so long that he forgot that nobody cares. Now that he has to cross the campground to get to his car, Michael will immediately be screwed if he has to talk to another human, like the owner of the place. Not that it's illegal to be high in Holland, but being an unsanitary French is not exactly the image you want to project when you visit the Netherlands. Michael prefers to keep trying to give a good image of himself because you never know when you'll need someone to help you get out of a pickle. For Michael, if someone looks at him right now, they will figure out that he's out of it. Especially the ones looking at him from inside of their camper. They must think he's going to come puncture their tires as soon as the night falls. The problem is that in reality, absolutely nobody cares about anything regarding Michael in any way now and ever. And the only thing that is making Michael obvious to an outside observer is his doomed approximative car.
I don't know what is up with this cow, but she never comes here usually. It's the first time she comes this close. Just 2 minutes ago, she was 2 inches from picking her head up, and then I would be right in front of her, directly in her axis of vision. So I'm not moving at all, but it's not like dinosaurs, so they can see you even if you don't move. Sorry for the really bad quality, but I prefer to film this even if it's in bad quality, so that I can use this as a proof. Normally this car, she's not so... Oh my god. She's gonna... Oh my god, fuck. Oh, she's so distracted right now. Come back, no. Oh, fuck, no. She would normally look, they're going home this way. This one, she's totally bizarre right now. She's being so bizarre. She's going back. Fuck. Oh my god. These guys are not even there. In case there's a problem. Now she's just... What is she doing? What is this show for me? I never seen a cow do that. She just turned around and... Like, this is in direct axis with me. Her whole butt. Look at this butt cheek. She keeps adjusting in real time. Please go. Fuck, she's completely fucked. Completely delirious. Just no idea what she's doing. That was close, guys. Well, that's enough of that.
Now that Michael ate all the carbs he had in the car, his interest for the culture of the Netherlands deepens. The Dutch grow gigantic fields of tulips, arranged in artistic patterns for people around the world to come witness. A tulip is a flower that has to be planted every year, so this original activity takes up a big part of the Dutch economy. If 1 year no tulip was planted, the Netherlands would have to allow a new drug in their country to make up for the tourism deficit. This is exactly why Michael concludes that by finding a secluded place to get high again, he will understand the ways of Claude Monet.
I don't know where I can do the last rocket of the day. So all the Dutch are asleep now. So needless to say, that the slightest disturbance will not go unnoticed. It's super calm. It's almost midnight.
Installing the bed in the car in the dark, completely toasted, while trying not to make any noise, always is a fascinating activity. But what an awesome situation. Camping on a polder, without a home, under the stars, after eating all his chips. This is one of the nicest moments of the expedition towards Scandinavia so far. Good night, Michael. Good morning, Michael. The problem with weed is that it's not a great substance to stir up motivation to do things. Only a few people have the inner drive it takes to handle their life correctly while being in orbit the entire day. Otherwise, better keep it very occasional. Take Michael's example. This, right now, is not the next morning, but the third. He already spent 3 nights here. So right now, Michael woke up too late, the weather is completely doomed, and he must get out of here before noon. The same rule of being a decent tourist applies here too. Michael will not overstay his welcome and leave late like a primitive tourist, so he better not waste a minute. Therefore, the number one priority that just got bumped to the top of the list is having some tea. Now, the most uncertain part of the trip is about to start. So far, Michael was somewhat in known territory: France, Belgium, Netherlands. But now, moving forward, he will have to survive in Germany, then Denmark. Aside from the foreign languages and even currency in Denmark, all kinds of new restrictions will come into play, just in case the colder and rainier weather wasn't enough of an obstacle. After such a blissful few days in one of the best countries in the world, the return to the reality of surviving stealthily in the nature without looking too conspicuous is going to hit Michael hard. Good thing he will have the nicotine withdrawal from the rockets to help him keep his cool. How do we push our boundaries to accomplish new, difficult things? Observing birds can give us a powerful clue. The flight of a bird happens fast compared to the pace of a human. This means that danger also comes at you faster. And yet, a bird is not afraid to fly. You could even say that he flies everywhere, fast, in all kinds of directions and places. How does the bird overcome the risk of hurting himself or getting doomed? By having a small buffer between the actual risk and where he draws the line of safety. Reducing the size of the buffer we put between the limit we set for ourselves in our mind and the actual danger, the point of no return, is what enables us to acquire new abilities. The way to enable our mind to let us take that risk is to have confidence. Confidence that we will be capable of handling the danger, even if we let it come to us ever slightly closer than we normally would. We will find a way.
Now it's time to take the road, and I think things are gonna start getting serious once I start really being in the north and everything is colder all the time. See you in the next one. Bye.
So, take a chance, a bit more than you normally would. Accepting to reduce your margin of safety ever slightly is the only way to grow stronger and see what you are truly capable of. See you in Germany.